Hi guys, how's everybody going? Can you guys see me? I turned the webcam on, but I'm not sure if you can see me. Can everybody hear me? If you can't hear me, there's a chat box if you just want to let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, it might have something to do with your microphone or something on our end. So if you guys can just put in the chat box, I can hear you, or if you can't, let me know. Hi Veronica, hi Michael, hi Andrew, Sina, Neil. Hey guys, a lot of people jumping on the call tonight, and I just want to give a special mention to all the people from New Zealand who's making the time to be on the call tonight. Hi Bianca. And if you guys could just let me know that you can hear me, that you can see my screen, just by chatting yes in the chat box, that will be awesome.
Okay, excellent. So you guys can hear us. Fabulous. Okay. Now we're going to get started.
All right, guys. So I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit about myself and how I came to be here. So I hope that's okay with you guys. So my name's Aimee. I'm from Sydney. I've currently been doing what I've been doing for the last couple of years. Previously to this, I was working in a gym. I was a personal trainer and also a high school teacher. And I was working long hours. So what I'm going to share with you guys tonight, the first part, just to give you an overview, I'm going to talk about health, okay? And then my sister-in-law, Jade, she's going to talk to you guys about how you can make some extra income. So just to tell you guys a little bit about myself, so we're not complete strangers. I was working very long hours and I got injured. So when I got injured, I was teaching body pump and I had a wrist injury, and I just thought, wow, I can't work anymore. And I never ever thought that I would be in a position where I can't work anymore. And then I realized, I need to make sure that I do something so that if something happens and I can't work, I still have an income coming in. And it was at that point, it was quite funny because when Usana actually came into my life, because what happened was I wasn't recovering with my wrist injury. Nothing was working for me. And I just thought, I need to do something because I'm low in energy, I'm tired, I'm always sick. I don't know if you know people like that, but that was me. I was always tired, always sick, and never had energy. And I think it was because I was working long hours, but I also knew it was because the food was not providing me with the nutrition that I needed. So one of the guys at the gym actually came up to me and he said, why don't you give Usana a go? And at first I thought, I don't even know what he's talking about, but I was just at a point in my life where I thought, I need to get better, I need my health, and I need to make sure that I'm not getting sick and my immune system's nice and strong. So I said, you know what, let me give it a go. Let me give it a try, and I'm very open-minded. I'm open, to trying new things, and I started using the products and my energy went up, I was sleeping better, and, everything just started changing for me health-wise. Being a personal trainer, I thought I knew enough about nutrition, I thought I knew about exercise, and I thought that was enough. But now I came to understand that the food that we're eating today with the pesticides, the chemicals, the GMOs, it's just not cutting it anymore. So fast forwarding it to about 2 years down the track, I now actually help people with their health full time. And I love that because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't own your time, and we're stuck spending 40 hours a week working, then we don't actually own our time. So we don't have the time to enjoy our money. So I'm going to take you guys through the first part, which is the health part. And I'm just going to take this moment to ask you guys 2 questions to ponder. And they are you as physically healthy as you want to be? And are you as financially wealthy as you want to be? So tonight we're going to provide you a solution to being healthy. And I'm not just talking about eating healthy and exercising, because health is far beyond that. Health is your mental health, it's your spiritual health, it's good relationships, it's having energy, it's having a strong immune system, and it's, of course, preventing disease. And I think quite often when we're young, we just think, oh, yeah, I'm right, I'm young, whatever, and we're quite carefree, but everything that we do now is going to affect us later. It's like a compound effect. And are you as financially wealthy as you want to be? So this meaning, are you currently in debt? Are you living week to week? What does your financial reality currently look like, and do you have a plan to make sure that you can have a good retirement, whether that be an early retirement or a fruitful retirement or whatever it is that you're looking for? And then we're also going to share with you guys how you can get more time in your life. That's the biggest thing this evening. So we're going to provide you a solution to all three challenges that are the most important in people's lives today. Now, guys, health is a growing concern. Everybody's concerned about health. Our Gen Ys, you know, we want energy. We don't want to be sick. We've got to go out. We've got to party. We've got to have fun, right? There's lots of Gen Ys on the call tonight. So, hey, guys, how you going? And, you know, for me, as a Gen Y, I just want to be able to live life to the fullest, and I don't want to have to worry about getting sick. Every time I used to get sick, I'd think, oh, great, now there's another week of my life gone. So, you know, young mums are concerned about nutrition. I know we've got some mummies on the call. And, you know, our mummies, they're quite concerned in making sure that our children have the best nutrition, because the nutrition is the greatest gift a parent can give their child. I see so often parents giving, you know, their child, like, so many Christmas gifts and all these things, which is great, but if you can give your child good nutrition, I would have to say that is like #1 priority for a parent. Families are busy, they've got common, you know, health issues that they're dealing with, and then we've got our baby boomers. So our baby boomers, they want to prevent illness, they want to prevent diseases, and they don't want to be in pain. We don't want to live our lives and then get to an age when we're ready to retire and be in pain. It's like a life of suffering. We suffer all our lives because we're working, and then we're going to be in pain from arthritis. So my mom actually started using these products, and she had chronic arthritis, and, you know, it was just amazing. My mum was on so many medications, and after using the products for a couple of months, she came off those medications, and she got so much better. And, you know, guys, with this in mind, we have to question ourselves, what's actually happening? You know, the world, the health is actually changing. So with that, you know, guys, 50 years ago, the leading cause, and we're just fixing up the screen here for you guys so it's nice and big. 50 years ago, the leading cause of premature death were infectious diseases that we can pass to one another. But today, the leading cause of premature death and early onset death comes from lifestyle diseases. These are lifestyle diseases are diseases that we bring upon ourselves. So basically, a lot of the time you'll hear people say things like, oh, you know, I'm going to get breast cancer because my grandmother had that. And it's like, well, we are at higher risk if our grandparents have certain diseases, but if we have the same lifestyle, we eat the same food, and, you know, we do the same thing as them, then yeah, we could possibly end up with that. And so what we want to do is look at, okay, if these lifestyle-related diseases are highly preventable, then what can we do to prevent them? So when we look at this, and this is what really shocked me, is that there's such a large focus on, you know, infectious diseases, on, you know, immunization and preventing infectious diseases, which is great, but the diseases that people are suffering from are these, you know, heart disease, dementia, asthma, diabetes, cancer. And when you look at the red writing here, you can see cardiovascular disease, stroke, diabetes. The percentages that you see there, they are how preventable each disease is. Let's just think about that for a second. Strokes are 73% preventable. Diabetes are 95% preventable. Look at colon cancer. And so there's such a small focus on preventing these diseases. We're more focused on infectious diseases. Would you guys agree? We're more focused on, like, you know, glandular fever and diseases like that. So, you know, there's this statement that you can see here, only 5% of cancers are hereditary. So we do have a choice. We can make certain choices in our lives to make sure that we are preventing our diseases and that we are making sure that our immune systems are strong so they can fight. Now, if we know these are the diseases that are harming parents, aunties, uncles, grandparents, we know this, then wouldn't it make sense to question what actually causes these diseases? Now, keeping that in mind, let's have a look at this. You've got cells, pictures of cells there, and you've got healthy cells, and, you know, you've got damaged cells. And so basically This is what the cells look like when a baby's born. They're intact, they're complete, they're healthy, they're strong. Now what happens is they get damaged over time. So if you take the middle cell here, the damaged cell, if you guys look close to the screen, you can see that it's, you know, it's kind of shattered a bit and it's broken down. Now that happens every single day. And, you know, it's not just caused by things that we think of like, you know, bad food and stuff like that. It's caused by a multitude of things. And so what you see here is just like if somebody ate McDonald's or something, that's what happened to the cells, they get damaged. Now let's take into account what happens to the cells when there's stress, radiation, pollution, toxins, chemicals. We've got GMOs now. The world, you know, guys, I've got good news and bad news, okay? The bad news is the world is going to continue to get worse in terms of chemicals and whatnot. But the good news is there is something that we can do about it. And that is oxidation defense, which is what you see there. So if we leave these cells damaged like this and we don't repair them, over and over time, they will keep getting more damaged and we end up with disease. But if we feed them vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants abundantly, and lots of them, we have this oxidation defense and the body can start to fight. The only tool the body has to fight disease is its immune system, and the immune system is constantly being compromised. Let's take a look at having a shower. You hop in the shower, you wash your body with, you know, mass-produced soap from the shop or body wash. It's got loads of chemicals in it, and then those chemicals, you know, in the body, they're going into our skin because everything is absorbed in the skin, right? Then what happens next? Then we put shampoo and conditioner on our head. It can actually, you know, go into the brain and do all sorts of things, right? And then we brush our teeth with toothpaste that says do not swallow. Then we've got water on our backs that has chlorine in it. So when we think about it, we haven't even left the house. We haven't gotten into air pollution. We haven't gotten into stress. We haven't even gotten into bad food yet. We've already started our day with, you know, a multitude of stress on the body. So with that in mind, we want to work on, okay, well, most of the time our food used to be able to actually offset this damage. But today the food has changed so much. And most people are turning to supplements. And I, as a trainer, did not believe in supplements and I did not think I needed them. But when I learned this and I saw that I was always tired and I saw I was always sick, I said, no, there must be a reason. The food just isn't cutting it. And it doesn't matter how much you eat or how organic it is, we're just not getting enough. Let me explain. The soil is deficient in nutrients. We pick our fruit and veg early, we store it, then we juice it, we chop it, we cook it, and it's all but stripped of its nutrients. And some of my friends say, oh yeah, but I grow a garden and I put nutrients on it. Well, you know, if I pull a carrot out of the ground, I don't know how much selenium's in there. I don't know how much vitamin E's in there. I don't. So, you know, I actually decided I'm going to do what everybody else is doing and I'm going to make sure I have a safety net. Most people use supplements and they eat organic, they do both. And I thought I would rather protect myself than not have enough nutrients. So most people don't actually obtain the recommended dietary intake every day. All right, and they did a survey and they found that more than 50% of the population did not consume the recommended dietary intake of fruit and veggies. Now we need 59 vitamins and minerals a day. Let's take a look at one vitamin, vitamin E. What would you need to eat, which is raw, not cooked, because once you cook it, it gets damaged, to get the amount of vitamin E that you need each day? Well, we would need to eat, you guys can see it there, 13.07 kilograms of spinach, or a kilo of almonds, or a liter of safflower oil. So this is one vitamin. What will we need to eat for the other 58? And, you know, I used to just think, oh, I'm just going to eat organic and I'm just going to do this stuff. But what happens if you have a night out and you don't eat the organic food? What happens if you eat in a restaurant? Like, it's become physically impossible to eat all the food to get the required nutrients that we need. Just to give you an example, if you solely relied on food, you would need to eat 18.5 oranges, 44 eggs, you know, 10 whole chicken breasts. I mean, it's crazy. So we can eat all this food or we can take the essentials that you see here. We have a mega antioxidant and a multi-mineral. The antioxidant cleans the cells out and the mineral starts the repairing. You guys remember the cell damage that you saw? Well, the essentials actually work on repairing the cells so that they can start being nice and strong and guarding the immune system. Okay, so most people are using supplements as a solution, and it actually works out to be cheaper than, just relying on food. And with that in mind, when you're actually choosing supplements, I just thought, yeah, I'm just going to take one from the chemist and I'll be fine. But they did a study and they found out that most health supplements, they don't even dissolve in the body. So more than 50% of supplements don't even dissolve in the body. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, I've been using different ones and I realized why I hadn't been feeling good. If something's not working, we need to change it. Been doing the same thing. The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And I wasn't getting results on the vitamins I was using. So with that in mind, we need to make sure we're selecting nutrition that's dissolving within the body. And this man here that you see on your right in the white lab coat, looking very young, his name's Dr. Myron Wentz, and he says that most health supplements fall far short of meeting the nutritional needs of the body's cells. And, I guess we could ask, who is this man and why can he say this? Well, Dr. Myron Wentz is a world-renowned scientist. Okay, he has a PhD in microbiology and he specializes in immunology, meaning that he studied the cells and he studied the immune system. So it's kind of like, if I'm going to choose a health product and invest in it, I want to know who's behind it. I want to know where it's manufactured. I want to know what their vision is. And so Dr. Myron Wentz, he worked, he had a company called Gull Laboratories where he was actually diagnosing diseases. So like, your infectious diseases, your glandular fever and all those types of diseases. He was actually diagnosing them. And it was when his mother had breast cancer and his father had heart disease that he decided, you know what? The nutrition out there, it just doesn't cut it. He went to the shops and he was looking at the back of it and the back of the bottles and he was like, this is not going to keep the cells in the laboratory alive. How's it going to help me alive? Keep me alive. And that's when he decided that he needed to shift his research and he wanted to work in health maintenance and prevention. Because it's great to be able to diagnose diseases, but it's even better to be able to prevent them and maintain someone's health. So he shifted his research from diagnosing the diseases to preventing health and maintaining health. And, he's been able to keep cells alive for over 30 years. He's an absolute expert in cells. And, Dr. Myron Wentz won the Albert Einstein for Outstanding Achievement in Health Sciences, in the Life Sciences in 2007. Only 1 in 8 scientists actually get that. And Dr. Myron Wentz, he's the founder of USANA Health Sciences and he has a huge vision. He says, I dream of a world free from pain and suffering. I dream of a world free from disease. The USANA family will be the healthiest family on earth. Share my vision, love life, and live it to its fullest in happiness and health. And what I love about him is that he's not just a scientist. Dr. Myron Wentz is also, he's a philanthropist, and he's built hospitals in Cambodia and Uganda where children can have free medical treatment and also have the USANA vitamins, because he believes that nutrition is the best gift that we can give children. And some of you might be thinking, okay, that's great. I understand that I need to be taking supplements. I have to take them. But why USANA? Why is it different? We know who's behind the company. He's a great man with a great vision, with a big heart. But why are USANA products different? Well, here we go, guys. This is the USANA difference. Products can be made, all of them, to 3 different grades. USANA voluntarily adheres to pharmaceutical grade practices, which is the highest standard that any nutrition product can be manufactured to. The other standards are food grade and over the counter. So you've got 3, right? Food grade, over the counter, pharmaceutical. USANA voluntarily does pharmaceutical. Food grade is kind of like a pizza. You've got the pizza there, and you put the topping on, but every pizza might be different. USANA, however, is every pizza is the same, right? So some companies manufacture to food grade, which means that we don't actually know if each bottle has the same or each tablet has the same ingredient that it says on the bottle. Over the counter is what most companies adhere to in Australia, which basically means that there's a 15% buffer. It can have 15% less of what it says it has in it, or it can have 15% more of what it says it has in it. I don't know about you guys, but I wanted a product where whatever it says on the bottle, it's in the bottle. You know what I mean? Like if you're paying for something, if it says it's on the bottle, you want to make sure, yeah, that's it, it's in the bottle, you know? You don't want to take any risk with that. This is our health we're talking about. Now we have a potency guarantee, which guarantees that what exactly is on the label is in the bottle. We have an athlete guarantee program. We don't pay our athletes, so we provide them with the supplements, and then if they wish to endorse them, they can. And what this means is that we guarantee athletes $1 million that if they get tested and there's a banned substance in their body, we will pay them out $1 million. And that's pretty big, because I know that if you've got athletes like Serena Williams or Sam Stosur using the products, if they trust their health to USANA and it's good enough for them, it's going to be good enough for us. So USANA has superior ingredients that are balanced. You know, we have an accredited team of scientific experts, and we have science-based formulas. So we don't put money into advertising and marketing. All the money goes into making our products better and better. You will not see USANA on TV or on the radio or anything like that, because when that happens, the quality of the product drops because the money's going into marketing. Now, what I love about USANA is that the products are manufactured in-house. So this means that we control everything from the absolute raw ingredient to the final product. Okay, so we know exactly what's in it all the way, and it's not getting shipped to another country and they're putting something in it and then another country is labeling it and we're getting ripped off. It's all made in Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where USANA's head office is. So that's the USANA difference. Now, there's a book that was released, a study, a third-party independent study by this man here, Dr. Lyle McWilliam. He's actually a biochemist. And he was commissioned by the Canadian government to look at over 1,600 supplements and give them a rating according to, 18 different categories like metabolism, eye health, colon health, cancer prevention. And so he tested over 1,600 supplements. Blackmore's is in there, Centrum is in there, to name a few. And you can actually see the results here. So USANA Essentials, actually, this is a bit old. We scored 98.7 and we got a 5-star rating. So if you want to check out where your supplement scores, maybe what nutrients are missing or, what it's got in there, you can actually get your hands on that book. It's called the Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. But USANA Health Science has been ranked #1 independently for the last 10 years. Now, USANA looks after all areas of health. So we not only just look after, basic health and health maintenance, we actually provide optimal health. So we look after the cardiovascular system, the heart, the brain, the nervous system, the skeletal system. So if you're someone that works out, you're in the gym, guys, it's not going to cut it just to eat food. It's not going to cut it just to take protein shakes. We need to make sure we're supporting the joints, the synovial fluid, the ligaments, the tendons, everything, the whole package. Endocrine system, so looking after the prostate, looking after women's hormones, women's health, and of course the most important, digestive system, because you are not what you supplement with or you're not what you eat, you are what you absorb. Now, I have seen such amazing stuff here, guys. Just to give you an example, I had a friend and I had one friend who was going through depression, and she started using the Biomega, and she just saw amazing results, and she started to get so much better because we focused on her nervous system and providing her brain with what it needed. And I have another girlfriend, another huge story, like she was having difficulties falling pregnant, and her partner, he was having issues as well, and with his stuff. So I suggested to her, why don't you just give these products a go? And 6 months later she fell pregnant, and they were both using the products, and it was like, what, they just fixed their immune systems up, and that happened. So there's so many amazing stories that you will hear about how these products have changed people's lives. We also have a huge food range, guys. So we have the USANA food range. We have meal replacements like shakes and bars that are low GI, meaning that they don't spike the blood sugar levels. They fill you up, give you energy. And I love the 5-day reset, which is 5 days of shakes and bars. It completely cleanses the body and cleans it all out, cleans the colon, digestive tract and everything. But I actually use these shakes every morning. I'm a personal trainer, and I found it difficult to lose weight because I was training so much and I had a good diet. But once I got my you know, my supplements right and my cells fixed up, I just lost about 12 kilos. Because sometimes it doesn't necessarily matter what you eat or how much you exercise. If your cells are damaged, you're not going to lose weight. So the first thing I say to people is, don't worry about your food. The food's important, but we need to get your cells right. We need to make sure you're getting enough nutrients and you're actually absorbing nutrients that help you burn fat. Another product I absolutely love is Rev 3. So some of you guys might know people that drink Red Bull or V or something like that, which is absolutely loaded with sugar and it has aspartame in it. Aspartame is a chemical that can cause brain cancer. And so USANA's developed Rev 3, which is a completely carbonated water, natural energy drink, but without all the sugars. It's got the equivalent of one and a half apples in sugar. And I love it. You know, I drink lots of water. I don't drink anything else. The only other thing I drink is Rev 3. So if you know anyone that needs a lift or is drinking these toxic Red Bulls and whatnot, Rev 3 could be for them. Another thing is, guys, what we eat is extremely important, but what's also just as important is what we put on our skin. And I didn't realize this. I was very, as a trainer, focused on how much I exercised and, you know, what I ate. And now I realize that, you know, it's so much deeper than that. And the chemicals out there can be damaging our health because companies, when they mass produce products, like when you buy stuff from the supermarket, they have to put chemicals in them to preserve them, to make them last longer. And what they found in shampoos, conditioners, body washes and toothpaste is a chemical compound called parabens. Now, parabens, you can actually check your products, and if it says, like, you know, methylparaben, polyparaben, you know that it's toxic. And women that have breast cancer, when they cut the breast tissue open, they find these parabens, right? And so for me, I got my health and my food and my supplements down pat. I thought now it's time to look after my skin and make sure I'm not putting toxic chemicals in my body. And so USANA has a full range for that. We have fluoride-free toothpaste, which is also whitening, which I love. And we have a full Sensei range, which is shampoo, conditioner, body wash. We have all the masks, toner, everything. And not only does it not have chemicals, but it also has all the vitamins in it. And what better thing to feed your skin than vitamins and herbs? So these are some of the famous people that use USANA products, Paris Hilton, Jennifer Hewitt. And what I'm really impressed by is all the athletes that use the products because they're not getting paid and they use the products. So, you know, Serena Williams, Sam Stosur, you guys can see some of them there. And for those, you know, for our Filipino fans out there, we've got Manny Pacquiao. He uses the products. He's been on them for about, I think, 10 years, and he's also part of the business. And we've got Timothy Bradley, who absolutely loves USANA products. And, you know, Manny has his health pack is called the Manny Pack. So I always think if it's good enough for these athletes, then it's got to be good enough for us. So, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I just want to thank you for giving me the time to share with you a little bit about health. Add me on Facebook. It's Aimee Buhagiar, and if you've got any questions about the health side, we can have a bit of a chat about it. I'm so excited to introduce the next speaker to you because USANA has not only revolutionized my health and given me back my family's health, it has also allowed myself and my family to be able to build a business working from home. And this woman is absolutely incredible. She has an 18-month-old son. She's just an absolute superstar. And, you know, she's managed to build her business all around Australia. She has a team in Perth, Melbourne, Sydney, overseas. And I'm so excited for her to talk to you guys because now she's going to talk about something that's extremely important, which is money. And I'm going to pass it over to our silver to be gold director, Jade, and she's going to talk to you guys about how you can change your financial reality. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Aimee. And thank you, everyone, for jumping on the call in. Very excited to have people from New Zealand on here tonight. Now, before we get started, is it okay if I tell you how I came to be where I am today? Because we shouldn't be strangers, right? Well, up in the top corner, you can see that is my beautiful little boy. Well, I was actually told, believe it or not, that I wouldn't be able to carry a baby. If I take you back to when I was 19, I sit here 27 years old, I was actually told that my body wouldn't be able to carry a child due to the fact that I was hit by a drunk driver. And the accident caused so much damage to my back that my body would be unable to carry, the weight of bearing a child. So obviously I went and sought medical advice from top specialists, and that's all part about being a woman, being a mum, right? and I was mortified to hear that news. So it was about 2.5 years ago that Aimee saw me sitting in her kitchen and telling her how bad my back pain was, and that there was actually a time where I couldn't go to work because I actually couldn't even hold a cup. My hands became so weak. Now, have you ever thought if something is inflicted upon you when you cannot go to work, that you actually don't have a choice? Because for me, it was a Friday night and I was simply driving my brother to a birthday party, and a four-wheel drive driving 90 k's by an intoxicated gentleman slammed straight into the back of me and crushed my car. That moment changed my life. And it wasn't until then that I really valued how important health is. So Aimee offered me some supplements to try, and as skeptical as I was, I had nothing to lose. My quality of life had plummeted. So within 3 months, I saw my energy increase, I was sleeping better, and my pain was about 95% gone. I actually thought, wow, this is unbelievable. So what did I do? I told my dad, you've got to try these. Having arthritis, I thought, okay, well, you've been predicted to go in a wheelchair. You can't do exercise anymore. You haven't exercised in 6 years, and you're used to be a professional athlete. My dad used to play for West football, so any football lovers out there, he was going crazy last night with Melbourne and, Queensland and the Blues. So I put him on the supplements, and within 1 week, my dad had this massive transformation where he went out walking. My dad is 73 years old. He's been on the products 2.5 years, and he now jogs 10 kilometers a day, 5 days a week. Now, I think my dad deserves a round of applause because that's pretty damn amazing. Now, as for the business, well, I simply started sharing and recommending these products whilst working 70 hours a week in a job. Yes, that's right, 70 hours a week in a job. I was strapped for time. I had no time, but decided that that wasn't the way I wanted to spend the rest of my life. Because let's face it, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have time, what have you actually got? That's why I'm so thankful that I was introduced to this business, because it gave me the two things I value most: my quality of life back and my time freedom. That beautiful little boy sitting up in the top corner, I get to wake up to him every single morning. You know, I get to put him to bed every single night. I was there for his first words, first fall, first tooth, everything. You know, as you can see down the bottom, that's my fiance. We actually get married in 4 weeks. We get to spend time outdoors doing things we love. We love to take him out to the beach. Most parents don't get to do that, and it's either because they lack time or money. So in a matter of 12 months, we decided we had to make this work, because there is no way I was going back to work. And in 12 months, we generated enough income, doing this a couple of hours a night, to stop me going back to work. And now I'm so blessed that I spend every waking moment living the life that I love and that I designed. And we do it together, and that's the best part. I've met so many wonderful, like-minded people that I get to do it with. So it's just a great experience to be around people that just uplift you all the time. So now I'm going to take you on to today's financial reality. So let's look at this study. Now what this is this shows you from when people graduated to the age of 65. So out of 100 graduates, only 5% became business investors. Now, I don't know if any of you have studied, but I have. And what I realized was I certainly didn't intend on being an employee for the rest of my life. That was for sure. But here, the study shows that 95% of people, once finished studying, actually became an employee. Now wait, it gets a bit scarier. Of the 1% that became business investors, only 1% of those became wealthy. So that's a net worth of $2 million. 4% became financially free, which is $100,000 a year. Now, on average, an Australian household has a credit card debt of over $15,000. Yes, that's right, $15,000. That's incredible. Now, if we look over to the right-hand side of the screen, down the bottom, it's got here that 5% at the age of 65 still were working, so no retirement. Now, I can relate to this because at the age of 73, my dad is still out working. Up at 3 a.m., home at 4 p.m. Long hours. 36% died from things that Aimee spoke about before, so stress and health-related illnesses. And 54% were dead broke. Now, I don't know what everyone else was thinking when they left school or finished studying, but I certainly did not intend on spending my life on government and family assistance. That is not something that I would go and invest all my money in on getting a degree and then have to go and live off family assistance. So have any of you ever thought about retirement? Now, being young, most people tend to say, no, I haven't. Well, let me break it down for you. An average Australian spends up to 112% of what they earn every single year. So they're living in the red. Only 9.1 of Australians will be self-funding their retirement. Yes, that's right, 9.1, not 91. So average super for males is about 150K by the time they retire. But girls, it's worse for us. We're on a lot less. Actually, 25% of Australians have not a single cent in super. So how's the reality looking for us? Let's have a look at what $70,000 a year would give us. Because if anyone ever wants to have children or they have a family, you would know that most parents for quite a while drop back to one income. Now, $70,000, you minus tax, you're left with $4,400 a month. So everyone wants to own a home, right? So let's say $500,000 at 6.7% over 30 years. So you're paying out just over $3,200 a month. A $30,000 car at 5% for 5 years. So that's an average family car, safe automobile to take the family around in. $580 a month in car repayments. $400 a month for road expenses. $300 on food. Now, personally, I spend more than that a week. So these figures are very generous. $350 in home utilities, $200 on entertainment. Now, entertainment, that's going to the movies, dinners out, drinks, whatever that is. You've got $200 a month to spend and $80 on your phone bill. Most people are living in the red of about $734 a month. So let's hope these people have a lot of savings. They never want children. They don't have any pre-existing debt, and they never ever want to take a holiday. Because guess what? They can't. So right now, is this what you're thinking? FML? Or should we keep it G-rated and say, oh crap, what am I going to do? Well, what's the solution? Most people probably would say, well, get a really good job. Work 9 to 5, work really hard, get a promotion. Because what are we taught? Go to school, get a good job, and work hard for the rest of our lives. Now, come on, guys. How's that for direction? When we leave school, we have so many options, but yet no direction. USANA is something that enabled myself and my family a purpose. We always wanted to have our own business, but we just didn't have the funds to start it. So it gave me a purpose that I could go out and help others and do it with people that wanted to do it with me. So it gave me a sense of fulfillment. Now let's talk cars. Who doesn't love cars? I was so fortunate enough that about 6 months ago, this business allowed me to buy my dream car. Now look at these boys' toys. Now don't worry, girls, I understand we love cars too. Now, has there ever been a stage in your life where you've told someone, oh, I'd love a Lamborghini, and they tell you to be realistic? Well, I'm here to tell you there is no such thing as being realistic. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. And I've seen it happen. Who wouldn't love to live in this beautiful home? Growing up, I used to watch the OC and think, wow, how do these people have such amazing houses? And I realized they have their own business. Now, who wouldn't want to take 2 holidays a year, each for 6 months, right? I personally would like to be the other way up to enjoy the view. I'm not a fan of scuba diving. After we actually went on a holiday, and Dave took me scuba diving when I was pregnant, and we did, no, snorkeling. And Dave was so excited, and as soon as I got in the water, I kept flipping up the wrong way because my stomach was so big. It got so frustrating that I had to be taken back to the shore in front of the whole boat of people. I was so humiliated. So for me, this picture, I would much prefer to be sitting on the sand and sunbaking. Now let's look at reality. Unfortunately, most people live paycheck to paycheck. Ever asked a friend if they can head out for a drink on a Wednesday night, and they say, you know what, actually I can't. I don't get paid till Friday. They're saddled with massive debt. So as I spoke about before, credit card debt. That credit cards are a big one. And here's the biggest killer of all, working 4 to 6 months a year just to pay taxes. So on a Monday morning when you jump in your car to drive to work, you're working for the tax agency. Same thing on Tuesday. But don't worry, guys, once Wednesday comes, it gets a little better. Because after lunchtime, you actually get to keep some in your pocket. Has anyone seen the cash flow quadrant before by Robert Kiyosaki? If not, I'll break it down for you. So here we've got 4 different quadrants, which all types of employment fall under. So you've got E for employee, and S for self-employed. Then you've got B for big business builder and I for investor. So if you actually look on the left-hand side of the quadrant, you've got employees and self-employed. So self-employed in most cases is like an employee, but they do all the paperwork, right? There's no real time freedom there. That's 90% of the world's population. But wait, they only own 10% of the world's wealth. These people are so busy trading their own time for money that they become the leverage. Where if you look to the right-hand side of the quadrant, you've got your big business builder and investor. 10% of the world's population, yet they own 90% of the world's wealth. After I saw this, I'm like, okay, how am I going to move from this side, from left, over to right? That is why I thought, okay, this business is my way to get over to the other side. Because let's face it, money is great, but money isn't everything. Money is an accelerator, so it allows us to do good things. For me personally, I grew up with my grandmother living on a pension. Do you think if I wasn't earning a good income that anyone else would be able to help her, that she could fund herself? Because let's be honest, the pension is next to nothing. I've spoke about retirement a few slides back, and the reality is pension is poor. Pension is poverty. We have people living around us that are living in sheer poverty. The pension is not enough to live off. I've been fortunate enough that by making the transition over to that other side, that my grandmother doesn't need to eat sandwiches every night, which I know a lot of other elderly people do, because the pension just won't cut it. So as I said, money is simply an accelerator. It's not everything, but it can help you do a hell of a lot of good. So which way would you want to go? Linear income or residual income? Linear, you work 1 hour, you get paid for 1 hour, like a job. Residual income, it's you work 1 hour and you get paid over and over and over again. So a great example would probably be Michael Jackson. Do you know when Michael Jackson earned his most money? It was the year he died. After Michael Jackson passed away, he earned more money than he'd ever earned in his life. Why? Because he makes residual income. He records an album, and every time it sells, he gets paid over and over and over again. And that's the same as this business. This business is a legacy to my child, because I get paid over and over and over again for work that I started 2.5 years ago. That's the beauty of residual. If you can't work, you still have that income coming in. Let's face it, we're going to be working for the next 40 years anyway. So why not do something and dedicate a few hours a day or a few hours a week to building something that over 5 years can retire you for life? So what's the part that gives us freedom from you starting a business? No boss. How many people here love their boss? I bet there's a few heads shaking there from behind the laptop, because I know who's been bullied at work? Who's gone to work and absolutely hated it? Sleepless nights knowing you have to go back there. I've been through that. I have been bullied at work. And that's one of the things that made me think, wow, I can't do that. I can't stay in a job where people don't respect me and empower me and uplift me every single day for 40 years. Oh, but wait, they've just lifted the retirement age. So what's it, 45 years now, because it's gone up to 70? No way. We deserve to be happy. Our bodies aren't designed to wake up to alarm clocks. We're meant to wake up when we're finished sleeping. So what's the power of having a home-based business? Well, it's low risk and we don't store inventory. If you come to my house, there is no products, or like you won't find my garage full of products. You'll find a car and a jet ski, but no products. We've got amazing tax write-offs. So things we need to pay anyway. We need to pay our phone bill. We need to pay our electricity bill. But we're working for a home-based business. So those things now become business expenses, which means at the end of the day, there's more money in our pocket. Not only that, who doesn't love to travel? Dave and I are heading off for our honeymoon to America and Mexico, and I intend on speaking to people about the business there, because that's where our business is open in 19 countries and still expanding. So why not utilize the honeymoon and make that a tax advantage? So do any of these faces look familiar? We've got Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett. Now, when I told my family I was going to start a network marketing business, whoa, they weren't the biggest fans. But I thought, you know what? I love and respect my parents, but at the age of 73, my father's still working. At the age of 59, my mum is still struggling. So as much as I love you, I know there are things that I can do better. And I thought, I'm going to give it a shot anyway. I have nothing to lose. And it actually became one of my whys to retire my parents, to show them that this little side thing that they saw me doing and kind of rolled their eyes at became something so real. So Donald Trump, is someone that I really look up to. He was actually on daytime TV not that long ago and was asked, what would you do if you lost everything and you had to start from scratch? And he said, I'd find a good network marketing company and get to work. What do you think the audience did? They laughed. They laughed at him. And he said, that's why I sit here and you sit down there. When I heard that, I was like, boom. I'm so glad I didn't take advice from people that were broke or that had no idea about this industry. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, friends and family are always going to have opinions, but they're not going to pay your bills. So in your job, do you earn one form of income, maybe two? I know for me, when I used to work, I'd get my monthly pay. My pay would come monthly. And if I was fortunate enough, I'd get a bottle of wine at Christmas. So I pretty much just got paid the one way. USANA pays us 6 different ways. So I've got retail sales. So you buy something at a wholesale price and you sell it at retail. So you get to keep the difference. Weekly commissions. So products which we as a team pass through together equal what we get paid. Every Friday our checks go in. Now, lifetime matching bonus. That is one of my favorites. Let me ask you, have you ever been asked to train a new person at work or train someone to do your role? Yes? Did your boss ever say, well, you know what? Thank you so much, Neil. You did such a great job. I'm going to pay you 15% of what they earn every single week for the rest of your life? Probably not. Well, USANA does. That's why it's called lifetime matching bonus, and it is an amazing incentive. We've also got incentive programs. So Aimee just got back from China. She had a fully paid 10-day trip on a Caribbean cruise through China and got to take her partner with her too. Fully paid for. I was fortunate enough to go to Melbourne and do a coaching course for 4 days a couple of months ago, and USANA paid for everything. I literally went to go and buy a bottle of water and they were running after me with the corporate credit card. This company is luxury. We've also got leadership bonuses and elite bonuses, which we can go into later. So like everything, we start on our L's. When I started USANA, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So Aimee took my hand, hooked me straight into training, and showed me step by step what to do. And that's a beautiful thing about this business. We've got lots of things online, so we can be based anywhere around the world, and as long as we've got access to the internet, we can keep running our business. We've also got face-to-face training and events. So those that love to socialize and meet new people, we've got events all around the globe. All through Australia, we've got a team in Perth, Melbourne, Queensland, Sydney, Tasmania. So we've always got events happening. Great opportunities to travel, meet new people, and it's non-stop learning. So network marketing is booming. One person joins this industry every 6 minutes. They actually said in the next 50 years, if you're not networking, you won't be working. Because let's face it, everything's turning to technology. We all know online shopping is now massive. Retail has dropped dramatically. You hear it all over the news. It's because people can buy things online and it's so convenient. So this business is simply using an online network, such as Facebook. We'd all have Facebook, right? Facebook's great. When you started and you opened your Facebook account, how many friends did you have? None, right? Now how many have you got? I probably have maybe 1,000 friends on Facebook. And every Monday morning when I log on to my Facebook, I see my friends saying, oh, bring back the weekend. Oh, FML, it's Monday again. Bring on Friday. It's the same thing over and over and over again. That's a network that I can now help. So I'm using online and my current network to help them show a way of either benefiting their health, gaining more time, or earning extra income. Now it can be as little as $50 to $100 a month to cover a phone bill, and as anything as $20,000 a week. If you can dream it, you can achieve it, as I said before. So here we've got my road, my story, my life. I hope you've enjoyed listening to our stories and what we've achieved with USANA. And just so you know, we're everyday people. We were sitting in this presentation for Aimee, 3 years ago? Me, 2.5, thinking, wow, I'd love to make a change. And there are 3 different types of people. People that see this as an opportunity to better their health, loved what Aimee had to say and thought, you know what, I need to give my health a bit of a kick, a boost. I need to try those vitamins. Then there's people that think, wow, maybe a little bit of extra income wouldn't be so bad. I could travel a little bit more, get some tax advantages. Then there's people that think, you know what, stuff the job. I'm seriously ready to give this a go and make a change in my life. So if that's you, we welcome you to our family. We're so excited to welcome you on board. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us. I'm on Facebook. You can add me. It's Jade Snowy Sullivan. Snowy makes it really easy to find me, differentiates me from everyone else. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we really enjoyed having you on the call. Thank you, and have an amazing night.